Hello and welcome to the Poor Hammer Podcast, episode 147. I'm your host, Brad. This is my co-host, Eric.
How's it going?
And this week, we will be doing the patron-decided episode for this season. It is every faction's favorite cereal. Why? Memes, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's very important information.
And it's 100% factual, as always. This is an objective review.
Yeah, that's it.
But without any further ado, let's jump into this disaster.
Sounds good. All right, so with further ado, there's the setup information and the announcements and all the other ados to do.
Okay. 3 seconds. Ready?
3, 2, 1, go!
Next week, we have a week off. There will be no normal episode. Patrons will have a bunch of bonus content. If you're not a patron, you can become one. Patreon.com/SolelySingleton. Also, we've got merch. It's available at poorhammer.com. Unless Eric's still fucked up, in which case, it's available at orchidate.com in the Poor Hammer section. And then we will be back on January 14th, unless something goes horribly wrong. There we go. That's all the news out of the way.
All right, then. Do we start with the poster child, or do we kind of hold that close as a tease throughout the episode?
No, we'll start with the poster children. And to lay out the scene for everybody, everyone just got their report cards for the semester. It's peace on Earth. There is snow out the window, and everyone is on their break between semesters. So we're going to see what every faction is having for breakfast on their day off. As per usual with this, we're going to not repeat cereals because it would be very boring to give everyone the same cereals. So some of these may be getting second best options depending.
Everyone just gets Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Wow, what a fun episode.
Why did everyone get Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Because shit's delicious.
Yeah.
All right, so we will start with Space Marines. Space Marines are eating Fruit Loops. It's tons of special colored cereal, and all of it tastes identical, no matter how much it pretends it's unique.
Yeah, it very much is all the exact same with a slightly different color scheme. So good job, Space Marines, with your Fruit Loops.
We're actually, even though we never do the Divergent chapters, so many people wanted us to do them for this episode, we're going to do the Divergents. Specifically, the Blood Angels are eating Count Chocula.
I wonder why that is.
No reason.
No reason whatsoever.
The Space Wolves are eating Cookie Crisp. What did Space Wolves mean by this?
Yeah, I do fucking like Cookie Crisp, so.
Ugh, it's horrible. They always look delicious, and then you eat them, and they don't taste like a cookie.
You just have to be real careful about how long you let it sit in milk, or just how much milk you put in general.
Oh, because they just disintegrate.
Dude, they turn into this, like, mush. Like, almost like a pudding level consistency, and it's like, no. No.
This is what the Space Wolves deserve.
Yeah, but, like, right out of the box, they're good.
As for Dark Angels, they're having Tricks, which you would notice is the same thing as Fruit Loops, but much sadder.
I mean, they are, like, different shapes and all that kind of stuff, so they're exciting and unique. I'm glad I'm not the only one, at least on this podcast, that thinks Trix is just a shitty Fruit Loops.
No, Trix is awful compared to Fruit Loops.
Like, it's always wow, this is kind of pathetic.
If your parents got you Trix instead of Fruit Loops, they were trying to tell you something, and I'm going to be the one to point this out for you.
You were a mistake. Well then, Black Templars.
So, they're just eating Cocoa Puffs. They really wanted to be Dark Angels, but they wanted to be edgier.
Right, the edgy Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, so instead of turning it into a fruity milk, they turn it into chocolate milk.
I mean, obviously Cocoa Puffs is strictly superior to Trix, but don't tell the Black Templars that.
Please don't tell the Black Templars that. We don't want them getting big heads.
Yeah, right. That would be awful. All right, then. Sisters. Adepta Sororitas.
On the rare occasion that they'll actually indulge in something so sinful as breakfast, they're just having checks.
See, I was thinking maybe all brand.
Holy shit.
Just because, like, it's so bland, it's not even really, like, cereal anymore.
That's so far gone, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, dude. It's technically a cereal, I think. It says has cereal on the box, real tiny print.
All right, we'll give them all brand. That's horrible.
Yeah, no, that stuff's awful. It's hilarious when box art for things have like other stuff in addition and like market it of like, yeah, have your all brand with fruit, because without it, it's just unedible.
Custodes, they're playing the type. They love gold as much as Goldmember himself.
Gold.
I love gold. They're having Golden Crisp. As Eric believes it should be Golden Grams, he is wrong.
Dude, Golden Crabs is so good.
Golden Crisp is like one of the best cereals, and there is no other cereal that can make your piss smell exactly like cinnamon.
That's fucked up.
It is fucked up, but it works. Everyone who's ever had Golden Crisp knows this quiet shame. It's like the lesser known version of asparagus piss.
The lesser known version. Yeah.
It's a lot less awful smelling.
That's true. Yeah, there is some pungentness with asparagus. But yeah, I mean, Golden Crisp is, I would agree, Golden Crisp is the better cereal, but like Golden Grams is just nice to have as like a snack without milk.
That's fair.
You just eat some kind of thing. But like,
to be fair, I do that with all cereal, so Golden Crisp is eaten that way by me.
Yeah, I feel like it is good that you don't have milk with your cereal, given you don't have the ability to process lactose.
My wife thanks me.
Yeah, I was like, this is good for the world.
More like she swears at me slightly less.
But AdMech, now this was a troublesome one. I didn't know, man, because like, what does a computer eat for cereal?
Well, you see, the AdMech are sitting there and they're eating Lucky Charms, but they refuse to eat the marshmallows because the Omnissiah would forbid it.
Ah, true. I was gonna say, that seems a little too exciting and almost heretic level of fun and enjoyment.
So, secretly, they eat the marshmallows if no one's around. The Omnissiah said it's okay. They can have a little marshmallows as a treat.
Call's just sitting there with a bowl of marshmallows.
He only bought the marshmallows. He went on Amazon.
Yeah.
And he bought the like Lucky Charms 5 pounds of marshmallows thing.
Yeah. It's like, nobody else is going to complain. It was in an STC.
The Omnissiah invented marshmallows.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Grey Knights.
Grey Knights is fantastic.
So, yeah, Wheaties. There's something about training through suffering and becoming stronger kind of thing.
It's exactly how they believe they should be trained. It's reflected in their breakfast choice.
You have to fully commit to the bit if you're going to properly train, right? Like, you can't have any of those cheat days. We're the Grey Knights.
So, just having Wheaties, just pure suffering.
I enjoy that, like, as I was looking through these to, like, grab pictures so that Brilio doesn't fuck up. Because I was like, he probably has no idea what any of these fucking are. I was like, okay, Wheaties, right? Every single box art is just like, here's an athlete or something like that. Not a single fucking one shows what a Wheatie looks like.
Because they do not want you accidentally seeing Wheaties and being like, I'm not eating that.
That's not food.
That's dog food.
Yeah, that is not people food. This is a waste of money. What have I done? But no, instead, it's a bunch of athletes clearly showing that they eat Wheaties, and this is how they got to their athletic prowess.
So, if the Grey Knights are having Wheaties, if we are going the next house over to see Deathwatch and the Imperial Agents, what are they having?
Apparently, they're going with shredded wheat, but not actually. We've got the off-brand, the I'm on a budget level shredded wheat.
When you can't afford Wheaties, you get the great value shredded wheat. When you can't afford to call the Grey Knights, you get Deathwatch.
Yeah, and there's some regret involved.
As with everything Deathwatch this edition.
It's very on brand, I suppose.
Now, Eric, we have talked about a lot of cereals. We haven't discussed what a lot of people consider to be the most normal example of cereal that exists.
The, like, generalist, grade everything else based on relative to this cereal, right?
And you would think we would have chosen it for Space Marines.
That would have been what we normally do, almost certainly.
But instead, the Imperial Guard is the one snacking on Cheerios. They're efficient, they're bland, they lower your cholesterol, I guess.
Can help lower your cholesterol as part of a healthy diet. There's a lot of modifiers going on.
There's a really big asterisk below it that has a whole paragraph to say how it doesn't do what it just said it would do. The guard will protect you. They will die trying.
That didn't say anything about being successful. They will die trying to protect you, but success or not, we don't know. No, I think this is great, dude. I love Cheerios.
While we're talking about cereal today, is Cheerios like the only cereal that's so ashamed of the cereal that it has to throw in like random pictures of fruit and stuff that you could be adding to it to make it less shitty?
I mean, it was the same thing with like All Bran. This is not actually a real cereal on its own.
Yeah, but All Bran's not real. Everyone knows Cheerios. No one thinks of All Bran when they think of, like, that's item number 86 on the list of cereals.
Yeah, no, I'm with. It is interesting because generally these like, oh, I have to show fruit spicing it up kind of thing would be this like, oh, that's not a very good cereal, right? But Cheerios is fucking ubiquitous, dude. And like, I like Cheerios. I think it would be one of the only cereals that like actually gets away with being like, yeah, this is a great cereal. You can also have it with fruit and it's great. But like, you don't have to. We'll show it with fruit and that's a great idea. But like, it's still good on its own. Everybody loves it. Dude, Cheerios is honestly efficient. And like, it is kind of bland. But like, it's simple, right? It's just a nice, I woke up. I don't really want a smack in the face, but I also want something a bit better than All Bran or Chex. Let's go with Cheerios. But Cheerios has had a few other iterations.
Yeah, and one of them are problem children from last week. The would-be failures who just snuck through for the semester.
Yeah, the Imperial Knights.
Imperial Knights is sitting there eating Honey Nut Cheerios, and they're just pretending it's health food.
Yeah.
They refuse to look at the nutrition chart. How could Cheerios taste this good?
It's true, though. Like, Honey Nut Cheerios have a full flavor.
Brought to you by the letter sugar.
Yeah, it was like very much not nutritious, but whole grain first and a happy little bee.
Whole grain was involved in the making of this. It's not whole grain.
No. That would be bland. See, this is Honey Nut Cheerios.
Now, on the other side of things, the Chaos Knights.
I imagine that they probably don't have anything to do with Cheerios.
Well, sort of. They went with Oreo O's because it's the same as Honey Nut Cheerios, but they're not even pretending it's healthy. They know what cereal is. It's a shitload of carbs and sugar to start your day.
It's interesting, yeah. I mean, it is kind of freeing to be able to just accept that knowledge and like embrace it of, yeah, this isn't fucking healthy. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna eat Oreos for breakfast, but I don't want like an actual Oreo. I still want to put it in a bowl.
They're having their Oreo O's. Coincidentally, if you've never had them, they are like a fucking delicious cereal. They were better back in the day when they had marshmallows with them, but the marshmallows were the worst part, and I don't even think they bother with the marshmallows anymore.
So I'm not sure if it's because the marshmallows actually added enough flavor, or if they just got fucking cheap and decided that they were going to change the recipe a bit, but Oreo O's in the 90s is substantially different. I'm assuming that they changed something, but yeah, still very much a chocolate breakfast.
But continuing our waltz through chaos, we've got Chaos Space Marines.
So, okay, the Space Marines had Fruit Loops. What's the Chaos version of Fruit Loops?
No, you see, they're not pretending to be a bunch of different armies. They know what they are.
That's true. They've got lots of spikes.
They sit there on that Saturday morning just chomping on Captain Crunch.
Oh, hell
no
yeah.
Milk, just pure pain.
Dude, that's fucking metal and very Chaos Space Marines.
The roof of their mouth is just bleeding.
Dude, that's how you get strong, man.
It's the real training. Like, Grey Knights over there with the Wheaties think that they're suffering. Real suffering is trying to eat Captain Crunch.
Unironically, I enjoy Captain Crunch without milk. It's just...
I like Captain Crunch, but yeah, it's going to kick the shit out of your mouth.
Yeah, it's like, you get like a real tiny, like the smallest little, like the little teacup.
Yeah.
Level, like that's as much. If you go beyond that, there's blood.
It's gonna like shard into like little daggers and just stick in there.
But like that crunch and the flavor, oh, that's good. I can understand Chaos Space Marines just going to town on it, man. But what about Chaos Demons? Because they're weird.
They are, but they were hanging out with Chaos Knights, who was explaining the freeing experience of having Oreo O's for breakfast. And they really admired it, the lack of a lie about what they're having for breakfast. So they put their Reese's Puffs back on the shelf and just started eating candy for breakfast instead.
All right, then. Yeah. No, I mean, there's a certain amount of respect to putting back the Reese's Puffs and just getting out the Reese's. Right? Like, I don't need this, like, veil of attempted normalcy. I'm just gonna eat a fucking bag of Reese's for breakfast.
I'm having 400 calories. Pure sugar.
Dude, that sounds so low. That's like, what, 2 of the normal size Reese's cups?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Maybe 1. I feel like if you're doing the Chaos Demons, I'm just gonna have candy. That's like minimum 1,000 calories.
They get the family-sized bag of M&Ms out.
Oh no.
Just put it in a bowl and just start eating it with a spoon.
There is going to be massive regret in like 8 hours.
I don't feel so good.
I wonder why.
Ow, my pancreas.
Okay. How about the Death Guard?
The Death Guard are having life cereal. Don't think about the implications of that sentence.
Huh. That's mildly concerning.
Mostly just weird.
But I mean, at least Life Cereal has enough respect for itself that they didn't have to put fruit on it.
This is true.
This is another one of those heart-healthy meals that we don't even have to lie to you, really. It's in small print. Everything's more about life and all that entails. Thousand Suns, you big brain motherfuckers, what did you eat?
We're having Cinnamon Toast Crunch for breakfast because Zinch can see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's the 50 pounds of sugar in that box.
It's very true.
This is the go-to. I'm having cereal for dessert without milk. I'm having Cinnamon Toast Crunch, baby.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is, to me, like similar idea, but just the acceptance of it being not healthy as Golden Grams. Like, Golden Grams is like, I kind of want to trick myself a little bit, but I still want this like snack level cereal. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is just like, dude, you can just eat this as a snack. Don't worry about it being a cereal, and it's very much not healthy for you. Well, after Thousand Suns, we've got World Eaters, so obviously we're going to go with the haha, it's cornflakes because of corn.
You would think that, wouldn't you?
I just said that.
But no, it's frosted mini wheats, but the frosting is cocaine.
Yeah. Frosted mini wheats is a fucking trip, dude.
We need to talk about the image we're staring at. If you're on YouTube right now, Berylio, put this monstrosity on the screen. What is the frosted mini wheats mascot thing?
It's terrifying.
The fact that I said that the frosting is cocaine, and then you look at this thing, this is absolutely a demon of some type.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a lot of mascots that are creepy and concerning in their looks. This is truly concerning level tiers of, like, even at a glance, what the fuck is this?
This is like that fucked up first live action Sonic look.
I could see World Eaters supporting this mascot.
Seems a little Slaneshi to me, but speaking of Slaneshi, it's a good thing the Grey Wolves aren't around.
The Emperor's Children are a thing, come on.
The Emperor's Children, the new exchange student who is on the way, they were running late for their bus to get into town this morning, and they decided to have some frosted flakes. We're not going to ask them where they got the frosting.
Okay. I was going to say, that seems a little tame for the excessive expectation, but I think it is probably best to leave it there. Moving on, then. Aeldari.
They just had to show a Space Wolves player the Frosted Flakes mascot.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Why? You could have chosen not to say that. Like, there was a fork in the road where your brain was like, I have an idea.
We were stopped. We were moving on.
I have an idea. And that fork in the road was, let's actually say it, or let's never think of this again and ignore that it was a thing. You chose the wrong decision, I think. But
Chose violence.
Yeah. All right, then. Let's cleanse the palate with Aeldari.
All right, we can get rid of all of our vile thoughts because Eldar are actually having cornflakes, the cereal famously made to get rid of the sex drive of Americans. For anyone who has never looked up the actual story behind cornflakes, that was why they were invented, was to take your sex drive away. They were purposely invented to be the most boring way to start a day.
So, like, I'm actually pretty sure that they weren't, like, targeted specifically at, like, sex drive thing, but...
No, it was part of the one loony guy's cult. He was, like, specifically trying to get rid of, like, all sin in America because he was, like, a crazy Quaker or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think the masturbation and sex drive thing was part of it. But, yeah, I mean, Aeldari probably don't want to do anything like Emperor's Children, and cornflakes are definitely extremely bland. And another one of those that have no faith in their own product that have to show fruit.
It's true, there's the other one.
There's so many of these that are just like, there's no flavor, so you have to add fruit to it. Which, hey, I like fruit, and it's great as a breakfast thing, but like, at a certain point, why did you have the cornflakes? Just eat the fruit. But Aeldari, yeah, don't make a new Slanesh.
Meanwhile, the Harlequins, while the Aeldari are out in the living room eating cornflakes, they went into Grandma's pill cabinet, swiped everything, threw it in a bowl, and just started chowing down. Harlequins is going on a trip for the rest of the day.
That seems like a pretty common thing that they do. Poor Grandma's not doing so good, though. She needed a couple of those.
They're gonna have the strongest bones, though. Her osteoporosis meds.
Oh.
Now she's gonna have to do the dance.
I've fallen and can't get up.
Drukhari swiped her life alert.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of the Drukhari.
Yeah, speaking of the Drukhari, what are they eating?
So you were expecting something heinous here.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like kind of metal, like Chaos Space Marines, Captain Crunch, or let's get spiky about it, right?
They do have those Corsairs too. So the Captain Crunch, you could say there's a pun there.
Yeah.
They're just having Special K though.
That's pretty bland. I mean, given that, like, again, it's another one of those fruit on the box.
The K stands for ketamine in this case.
Not actually cereal. Got it. Fair enough. Well done, Drukhari.
The real Special K to start your day.
This is not an endorsement by Portham.
Legally speaking, we do not believe you should be doing drugs. They're pretty fun sometimes in moderation as long as it's the right ones, but we don't believe you should do them.
Yeah, and we're not admitting to ever doing them ourselves. We've only heard allegedly. Necrons, as we get our random spiel out of the way of bureaucracy. Necrons, what are you eating?
Well, since someone took her osteoporosis pills, Necrons is having Raisin Bran for breakfast. Get it? Because they're old.
I hate the fact that, like, Raisin Bran is one of my cereals that I have right now that I generally eat.
I know, you have the worst taste.
Fuck you, I'm not old. And then I stand up and my back hurts and it's like, all right, fine.
How's that spinal injury going?
Yeah, mostly healed. Except, you know, sometimes.
All right, Eric, how about those orcs?
So, like, let's be honest. Orcs will eat fucking any of the cereal. If it's there, they're going to eat it. But orcs are going to go with Rice Krispies as, like, the go-to. Because sometimes you just got to keep it classic. Just get that snap, crackle, and pop.
Honestly, I could see orcs really appreciating that, and they would spell snap, crackle, and pop really stupid. And pop probably is a grenade that he's eating along with his breakfast.
That, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely, if it isn't intentional, it's another orc doing it for a just hilarious laugh.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing. That's exactly how this breakfast goes.
Yeah, one of the boys across the room just blows up and everybody just has a good laugh about it. That's a classic breakfast. All right, Tau.
So, Tau aren't having cereal.
Of course they wouldn't.
They're having steel-cut oatmeal.
All right.
Because it sounds super cool and futuristic and interesting, and then it's just normal fucking oatmeal.
Okay, I was
but they charge you like twice as much for it for some reason. Because steel cut it?
Yeah, because steel is so futuristic, right?
It sounds so cool. What's this new thing? It's just fucking oatmeal. Don't lie to me. I'm mad about it still. Fucking millennials.
You put this one in here and I was like, what the fuck is steel cut oatmeal? I searched for it because I was like, is this some new cereal that's like...
No, it's what we're having with our avocado toast and all this other shit instead of a proper cereal. I'm siding with the Zoomers.
No, oatmeal is an acceptable breakfast. But
don't lie to me. Don't make me think it's something new and cool.
Yeah, what the fuck's a steel cut oatmeal? It's just a fucking brick of oatmeal. It all turns into the same mush.
I can call it a lightsaber prostate exam. It's still gonna suck. How did that not get you? I went with like a great absurd fucking joke.
No, it was hilarious. I figured the dead air would be kind of funnier though.
Fuck you.
But all right, Votann. Yeah, Apple Jacks. I'm with you.
It's the superior Fruit Loops. That's why Votann is having it as the superior Space Marine.
I mean, yeah, they're technologically advanced.
They look just like a tactical Marine.
They've taken Fruit Loops and been like, yeah, but we could actually do it better instead of just like acting like we just, instead of just coloring them and being like, yeah, it's super cool. Let's actually add flavor with cinnamon. I really love cinnamon in breakfast. So Apple Jacks. Dude, it's been a long time since I've had Apple Jacks, actually.
They were really good, though. I don't think I've had them in 20 years.
Yeah, I'm just like, as we're going through these, I'm like, yeah, I've had, most of these already, I just don't care. Apple Jacks was really good, and I haven't had it in probably 20 years. And I don't know why, because instead I'm eating fucking raisin bread. Oh, no.
All right, Tyranids.
We've got a call-in story, apparently, because oops, all berries.
Yeah, so why are Tyranids oops all berries, you may be asking? Well, let's have my wife explain it.
When I was a middle schooler and I had braces, I have a terrible, terrible gag reflex. And so to put braces on, they have to do impressions. And impressions are goopy, gross plaster they put in your mouth. And yeah, that doesn't usually go over well. So the first time they had to do my impressions, I had oops all berries for breakfast, like a genius. And they made the impressions too runny, so they were super gross, and I threw up everywhere. All over the place. And it was a wonderful shade of a combination of stomach acid and oops all berries, so like blue, purple, green. And that is what I imagine biomass must look like when you start melting down a whole planet into goo puddles, is oops all berries post impressions.
There's no good outcome with, vomit, but when it's colored in such unnatural colors, there's an extra level of concern involved.
That is Tyranids incarnate.
Yeah, all right. Concerning.
Thank you to my wife for that information.
All right. Let's quickly move on from that into our last one, Genestealer Cults.
So Genestealer Cults, they're just eating Cheerios because they've been the guard the whole time. The call came from inside the house.
I feel like Genestealer Cults would be eating like the off-brand until they're found, and then it's just like, oh yeah, it's just Cheerios.
I like that you found the picture of the like Trader Joe's legally distinct Cheerios box.
Oh yeah,
it is the exact same box.
Yeah. It's even got the strawberry in it. It's just cut up different.
That's what makes it so good, is the stupid strawberry. Shit, we really can't make these look good.
It really can't.
Called Joe's O's. It just sounds like you're trying to have an alternate name for goatseeing.
No. What the fuck? You've just ruined Trader Joe's O's for everybody that...
All three people who have ever suffered that. Borrelio, do not add a picture of goatsy to this episode. If you're listening to this and you don't know what I just referenced, don't go look it up.
And if you do not do it on a work computer. Like, I actually don't. Not like funny, like don't. All right, then.
All right, after that very adult and appropriate joke that wasn't scarring at all.
No, hasn't inflicted damage to the psyche at all.
And that wraps up every faction and their favorite cereal.
Yeah, dude, it was fun. Like, I mean, obviously a dumb episode, but like, it's nice that we get to do stuff like this every once in a while, and we can be like, well, you see, the patrons voted for it, so we had to.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, we were forced to do this, even though like we would have done it anyways because it's fun. But like, no, really, it's the patrons' fault.
So thank you again, patrons, for voting for something so fun this time. And with that, the season is ended. We will be back in 2 weeks with a whole lot more.
And if you need more in the meantime, be a patron. There's a bunch of bonus stuff. Patreon.com/SloySingleton.
Also, it should be out by the time this episode goes out. We were on an Adeptus Ridiculous episode that we're recording in like 4 days from now.
I can't believe he pushed us off a week. Something about 4-year anniversary that they were doing some special. Unacceptable.
And our first slot got taken by some asshole in a fucking white t-shirt. I don't even get it.
No respect.
Who is this guy?
Who even is this guy? It's something about being one of the most popular streamers ever to exist. Crazy.
I googled him, and all it says is he's got like the world's largest dildo collection.
Oh, God.
This episode is not staying monetized. All right, that's it for us this week. We're loopy. It is time for us to go enjoy our holidays. Goodbye, everybody. See you in a couple weeks.